She didn't make enough money, so her mother boiled her eye. This is, I haven't even got into this one yet, but this is the interview between Tim Tebow and Sean Ryan. It just dropped a couple of days ago. This isn't a horror story. It's a wake up call. Let's listen and see what happened here.
Out her eye.
Boiled out her eye. Her mom, in such a place of desperation, took her and boiled out her eye. And
Boiled out her eye.
boiled out her eye. And I just knew God let me see. God let me see for a reason. God let me feel for a reason. Not so that I can just create awareness, or not so I can just tell a story, because he's saying, I let you see, I let you feel, I let you be here, because I want you to do something about it. Because I want you to stand up and fight for her, because she doesn't have a voice. And all of these other boys and girls, they don't have a voice, and no one's standing for them. Will you?
Wow. That is... So she didn't hit her quota for her work, and her own mother punished her like this. This isn't about politics. It's about brokenness. Tim reminds us these stories aren't for shock value. They're a call to get involved. They're a call for us as Christians. You know, faith without works is dead. Look at what's front page news tonight to enrage you, to upset you, to just the silliest things. And then tell me why this isn't mainstream news. Why this isn't mainstream news amongst the news that you watch. And if you can obviously see that visions aren't aligned there. And I just want to follow up before closing. Watch one more segment here.
That gets in the way of their own selfish desires. And that's just how I think of it. I mean, how could you not want to know about this stuff? You have kids and it makes you think of them. Wouldn't you want to know what's out there to be able to protect your kids from that kind of an evil? I mean,
That's right.
I sure as hell do.
Absolutely.
But I think that, especially with, I'm sure with some of the circles that you have access to and that maybe you run in or whatever, I mean, greed is it's powerful, man.
Yes, it is.
And it gets.
Yeah, people avoid it because if they knew, I think a lot of times they'd have to care. And this moment explains the real reason why people stay silent on trafficking, because once you know, you can't unknow. And that demands a response. And this is the purpose of you coming across this video is, what are you going to do with this information now that you know? And it is uncomfortable, you know. Definitely didn't want to spend my Friday thinking about this, but I definitely want to spend my Friday thinking about this as far as how can I help? What can we do? You know, awareness creates moral obligation, and that's uncomfortable. And I get it. People don't want their peace disturbed, but comfort becomes sin when it's going to keep you from obedience. Do we have obedience? Do you feel a calling to help these children?
Gets in the way, you know, for somebody to achieve and to keep going toward egregious, is that towards greed? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you throw a blocker in like that, I mean, it's not even a blocker, but they look at it as a blocker. I don't have time to deal with this because
it's a disruption in their life. Absolutely.
Exactly. It's a disruption in their own comfort and to achieve their own selfish desires, and they don't want to take the time.
And comfort is a whole nother conversation. But
that stuff, man, that gets to me, especially when it's somebody that could actually really make a difference, whether it's you know, through service or financing or exposure. I mean, I told you at the beginning about Ryan and what I saw him when I found that reel on Instagram of him basically hacking into pedophilia websites and getting the user base and trying to get that to one of the federal agencies to act on it. And nobody was paying attention to him.
Isn't that crazy that nobody was paying attention to him? And we'll get into that on our next reaction. But why is nobody paying attention? Why is this not front page news? Do you see? It's sometimes it's mind-boggling, right? It's mind-boggling, but it makes sense at the same time. It's the world. But we are called to not be of the world. We are called to be set apart from the world. So this is why we have to speak, because silence keeps these children enslaved and makes us numb to the fact. So James 4:17, to him who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is a sin. So I'm going to leave the link below. I am pretty sure if we check this site right here, we can scroll down and we can look. It looks like the Tim Tebow Foundation is combating human trafficking, supporting orphans, and providing medical care for children worldwide. And so what we can do now is you can click on the link. I'm going to include the link as well, show you guys the Renewed Hope Act. It's child sexual abuse material crimes have reached epidemic proportions. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children received 35.9 million reports in 2023 of CSAM, of child abuse in this manner. And that's up from 16.9 million reports. So take a look here. I'll leave the link in the description below. And we also looks like we need to help us continue. We have started on Capitol Hill to pass the bill. So they want to pass a bill because in 2024 they testified in front of Congress and told them about children who have been abused and are awaiting rescue. Lawmakers have drafted the Renewed Hope Act to build a bigger rescue team of analysis and investigators. But getting a federal bill passed through Congress is incredibly difficult. You would think that this would be something that would be easy to pass. So the time to act is now. Here's the act now. I'll go ahead and fill out mine by the time you guys see this video. Make sure you fill out yours. We need to help continue what we have started on Capitol Hill to pass the bill. Urge your representatives to co-sponsor the Renewed Hope Act and prioritize the protection of children who are being abused, sexually abused and exploited, and are waiting to be identified and rescued. God, Family, Country, Tim Tebow Foundation, front page, check it out. What they're doing is is a calling that we should all have, is to protect those children. That God said, if any of these people should try to harm or mislead or exploit, it'd be better for a millstone to be tied around their neck and thrown into the deepest part of the ocean. GFC fam, stay blessed.